What is it? Oh, what is the deal, y'all? Welcome to episode 2 of Standing on Business. It's your boy BKrispy. We're live to you in my fabulous man cave, like always. Actually, not like always, because next week we have a special setting for Standing on Business. I'm gonna be out of town. It's actually a special birthday episode for me, so show love. Go wish a happy birthday any platform you want to your boy BKrispy. Um, we're always brought to you by Bankroll U, man. It's the fastest growing betting website in the nation. And I'm just proud to be here, baby. We are back for another episode. So that means we did something right if we got episode 2, you know? Oh man, I sat down a little gingerly. I don't get old, man. Don't get old and don't get this, cause man, I was running up the hill. I found a hill. I became one with the hill. See, when I lose weight, I've always been a fluctuator. I'm a runner. I like to run. It obviously doesn't look like it, but when I lose my weight, I like to run. So I found a hill. I became spiritually one with the hill. You know what I'm saying? And pulled my hammy quick, heard a pop, went down like I got shot. My nephew was standing on top of the hill, and Uncle B, what happened? I said, I think I pulled or tore my hamstring. He goes, what's a hamstring? So that's how you know I'm getting old. That's so I didn't do a special dance or anything especially crazy today because this thing is hurting, man. I never hurt a hamstring. I've torn the ACL twice, the meniscus. I've done all that to my knee, but the hamstring is a whole different ball game. So wish me luck. Wish me a speedy recovery because I'm trying to lose a little bit of this beer belly, man. But it's hard. It's hard. There's a lot of people that don't want me to, but you got to be healthy one way or the other. So, that's why I walked in gingerly today. So oh man, but everything else, life is good, baby. Football was back. That was an ugly game. It wasn't fun. It wasn't pretty, but it was back. Trey Lance came out there. He did his thing. I think Trey Lance made himself a career long backup. Like I think, there's those guys that always play well in the preseason. If Herbert gets hurt, he'll play well again for a game or two, and then we'll see the real him. But there's always those guys that play well in the preseason. Tyrod Taylor, McCown was one of them. Just you can always be accountable with those guys, and they come in and they ball. And Harbaugh fixed Trey Lance a little bit. He's not throwing picks. He was 13 for 20 with 120 out there, 2 touchdowns, both to maybe his favorite target, Will Dissly. And I have a theory about backups. Their favorite targets are always running backs and tight ends, because they're checked down. But Trey Lance wasn't checking down. He was looking for guys down the field. He was pushing the ball. So he might have bought himself 5 years as a backup. He came out saying, oh, yeah, my goal is to always be a starter. His goal should just to be stay on rosters, keep doing what you're doing in the preseason. Because like I said, that one preseason game just bought him 3 to 5 more years in the league. Like, oh, this guy shows shade. So we're happy about it. And I bet on it. Like I told you, I'm Standing on Business last time. We're going to have Standing on Business Players of the Week. We're going to talk about our prior bets, talk about our future bets. And our first ever Standing on Business Player of the Week is no other than Trey Lance. So everybody, let's clap it up for Trey Lance. He hasn't been Player of the Week in a long, long time. So he is the first ever Standing on Business Player of the Week, Trey Lance. 13 for 20, 120, and 2 touchdowns. Most importantly, 0 picks. So let's give big ups to Trey Lance. And let's also give big ups to our Standing on Business Bankroll You Better of the Week. My man Eli. If you want to follow him, it's eToller94. That's ETOLER 94. Will Toller. He turned a 1K bankroll, which is only $50, ladies and gentlemen, a 1K bankroll into $1,800 of his own money. He passed P100. He was by far the best better of the week, and I'm happy for you, Eli, man. I haven't been to P100 yet, so you're doing what we all want to do, and I think Eli's been doing it, not by the money sign, but by the unit size. And if you guys are new to units, it's pretty much it's 10% of what your overall bankroll would be. So if you're in Bankroll U and you have $1,000 bankroll, like my man Eli, then your 1 unit for you is $100. It's 10% of what you put in. So Eli, look what he grew it. He grew it by how many units? So football going forward, I'm going to be betting on units because it lowers your risk a little bit, and it helps you more balance your budget a little bit as well. And on bankroll, that's what we're made for. We're balancing our budget. You get a 1K bankroll for $50, and like my man Eli, he turned it into 1,800 in about a week or two. So I'm always on the low risk, so I always measure out my units. So if there's something that you think is a quote unquote lock, put maybe 2 units on that, maybe 3 units. I've heard guys betting 5 units, which is insane. We are a lot of low risk and a high reward, and like my man Eli, he got the high reward. He's on the top of the list, and like I said, we're gonna shout guys out. We are gonna talk about guys that are on bankroll. So Eli, shout out to you. And everybody, go get those bankrolls, man. Football's heating up. We got a full week of preseason coming up. 2 more weeks. We have week 0. And then college football and the NFL are in full-fledged force. So I need you guys to go get those bankrolls. I need to see who I'm shouting out next week. I need to see, because there's going to be a list. There's going to be a list popping up behind me. Standing on Business Player of the Week, standing on Business Better of the Week. So let's all give a big shout out to Eli and a big shout out to Trey Lance, because they're our first winners on many more. We got 21 more weeks of just football, and then there's going to be basketball bettors. There's going to be basketball players of the week, and so just go get your bankrolls, guys. You really need to go get those bankrolls, man. Bankroll is so fun, and even my friends who want to do a $5 20 teamer and try to win 800K. It doesn't work like that, man. Let's see what you're about. Let's go build our stuff. Let's go put a unit or two out every time we can on things that we know are gonna hit. So it's funny. I hope you guys didn't bet on that Speedway game. That was a that. Let's go to the baseball side. Speedway Bristol. You had the catcher dressing up as Ricky Bobby. You had 100,000 people at a baseball game. I saw guys with pillars in their way. I saw guys that couldn't even see the field. It looked like a strike from everywhere. It was terrible. But the worst part, guys, was Speedway Bristol, before inning number 1, they ran out of some very important things. Cardinal sin, first of all, because you can't run out of glizzies. But you can't eat a glizzy without a motherfucking bun. And they ran out of hot dog buns. And I heard they were giving 2-for-1 specials. Okay, 2 hot dogs, just the wieners. I guess you get 2 of them because there's no no bun. Like, I'm trying to be on a diet, but I'm not telling, hey babe, will you make some hot dogs no bun tonight? We'll do burgers no bun, but hot dog no bun? Like, this is America. We're not eating a gosh darn hot dog without the effing bun. I'm sorry. So that's strike number 1, Bristol. Strike number 2. You guys ran out of beer. You guys ran out of beer before the first inning. We had how many years of playing this? How long did it take to get the venue set up? How long did it take you guys to hire all these people? And you couldn't forget to order the main thing, especially in Bristol, is some cold beer? Oh, man. I don't even know what to say. I wanted to tune into the game. And the first inning was like backyard baseball. These guys are playing in the rain, letting it hail. Everyone's drinking no beer. On a low carb diet, eating hot dogs with no bun. Like, how do you even put the condiments on it? How do you want me to throw ketchup on that thing? So I think the word to the MLB here, y'all, is don't ever do this shit again. This is terrible. This was a kind of great idea. It looked cool from a bird's eye view. You got the drones flying. It looks cool. But also you have 75% of the seats that can't know if it's a ball or a strike. So I think they got to do a little bit better. I don't know. That was the funniest part of the weekend for me. I want to hear everybody's thoughts about that. And if they do it next year, let's just go back to the Field of Dreams. Let's go back to Tim Anderson hitting walk-offs and everyone going nuts. But Bristol Motor Speedway, I think that's your first and that's your last, because that was absolutely atrocious. AJ Przinsky, I know you tried, man. Shout out to you. You have a ring, but got my boy Brian Anderson a ring. Shout out to Brian. But, man, that was terrible. That was terrible. What's not terrible, guys, we got NFL training camp in full-fledged. Bo Nix is out here grinding. Broncos look like a Super Bowl squad. Sean Payton said today there's only 6 teams in his career that he's coached that thinks actually have a shot at the Super Bowl. Well, guess what? Today he said the 2025 Broncos are the 7th team that have a chance. Bo Nix, he said, is going to be a top 5 quarterback for a long time. So get used to hearing the name Bo Nix, y'all. You're going to get used to hearing it here. Bo Nix is the guy. That's all I want to talk about. Guys upstairs are making me talk about other stuff. So otherwise, this would be just called the Bo Nix Show. Standing on business with Bo Nix and B. But, there's a lot of other things going on. So Bo Nix, you're not the only thing I'm going to talk about, but baby, I'm going to talk about you because I love you, Bo. Preseason, we got week 1 officially of the preseason this weekend. We got a lot of interesting games. I think teams are gonna play some starters this week, maybe for a quarter, couple drives. On personal experience, I know Bo Nix will be in there a little bit. There's a couple guys I'm excited to see. JJ McCarthy. I've been hearing great things. I've been hearing terrible things. So JJ McCarthy's one I'm interested to see, but you see guys and they'll ball in the preseason and then be terrible in the regular season or vice versa. So preseason is hard to judge. It's just appreciation that we get to watch football. But JJ is one of them. I want to see how he's reading defenses. I want to see what he can do after his first read is taken away. I want to see if he tries to tuck it and run too much because he's only doing a one read type thing. JJ didn't get a lot of aired out opportunities in college. And then obviously last year with the knee. So JJ is probably my most interesting guy I want to see. He's a prospect. This is pretty much his rookie year. Like if this was the NBA, he'd be technically a rookie. So we're going to see what JJ does. He's got the best receiver in football. He's got Jefferson. He's got the other JJ. So that's going to be his blanket. I know he's going to force a lot over to Jefferson, which I would too. The QB in me is you run your studs. A wise man once said, fantasy football, real football, run your studs. Y'all will find out who that wise man is one of these days. But yeah, JJ McCarthy, very interesting prospect to watch. Cam Ward, he's the number 1 pick. I want to see him play. He plays the Broncos week 1, so I feel a little bad for him for that. He's going to have his first 3 picks of his NFL career. But just this weekend, I'm excited to see him get out there, see how comfortable he looks. You've been seeing a lot of crazy throws in training camp. He's got that sports bettor over there at wide receiver. So, we're going to bet on the Titans. But this weekend, I'm just very excited to see Cam. Cam's arm strength is there. Arm talent is there. Played at Miami, ACC defenses. You never know. But I'm not one of those guys that think every SEC quarterback is going to be good because they play a good defense every week. Or every Pac-12, now Big 12 quarterback plays no D. Same with ACC. I'm not one of those guys. So I think Cam Ward has a bright future. I think he's the number 1 pick for a reason. And so I'm excited to see him week 1 of the preseason, watch him sling it a little bit, watch him get used to the speed of the NFL and get used to these hidden coverages and disguises and stuff you don't see in college and all these, get acclimated to the huddle. You guys watch Gruden, like it is a 2-sentence, almost paragraph for one play in there. And if you get one word wrong, everybody's doing the wrong thing. So getting used to the verbiage in the NFL is one of the biggest things too, especially as a quarterback. So I'm interested to see him. Giants, do I want to see Russ? I'm interested in Russ. I always am. Everyone in Denver kind of hates him. We paid him. He didn't put us at gunpoint and make us pay him. He underachieved in Denver. I think he's still a nice guy. I think Russ still has a little bit in the tank, but I'm just anxious to see how the Giants. They got 4 of them. I'm anxious to see. My standing on business hot take for them is definitely, I think Jameis is going to be the odd man out. I think Russ and Jackson Dart, and then I think they'll keep the Italian on the practice squad. So I don't know. I think DeVito makes the practice squad. I think Jackson, obviously you draft him in the first round. He's a lock on the roster, and so is Russ. I think Jameis is going to want to play a little bit. I think they're going to cut him. But you never know. Watch him come out this weekend. Russ gets 1 series and Jameis gets 2 quarters. And Jameis makes the team. But my hot take, standing on business hot take, is that Jameis is the odd man out. Someone that needs a QB or needs a good leader to one of their young QBs is the pickup for Jameis. I love Jameis. I love crab legs. So me and Jameis, we love some of the same things. Uh, now I want some crab legs, y'all. See, man, this diet is hard when you hurt the hamstrings. Now you want crab legs. Like, is that too hard? Hey, babe, we about to get some crab legs tonight. She said, yeah. So I think Jameis is odd man out. Maybe back to New Orleans. They need a guy. They have no leadership in that quarterback room. They have a bunch of young guys, a bunch of guys that are kind of like on their own. Spencer Rattler, guys that are a little misunderstood, and guys that need to prove a shot. And I think Jameis would be like a perfect security blanket for the Saints. He already knows the system. He knows the coach. He knows Allen. So I think Jameis cut by Giants, picked up by Saints. That's my standing on business hot take for this week. So guys, tune into the preseason. Go get your bankrolls and be smart. Manage your dollars. You get a 1K bankroll, manage it well. Make it last. Right now you have a 14-day window for the combine, then P10, everything else followed by that. So go get those bankrolls, because these things, man, they're going. I mean, they're never going to sell out. You can get as many bankrolls as you need. But also, like, next week we're live from a secret spot. Bankrolls is all 50 states too. So I don't care where you are. You can't bet. You're in California. Oh, man, where else can you not bet? I only go to places I can bet. So I won't travel anywhere, but I will be at a place that you can bet on bankroll next week. So you guys come see me. Go get those bankrolls. Also, shout out to the guys at Bankroll, and shout out to me. Go wish me, BKrispy, a happy birthday. I'll be the big 3-3, pulling hamstrings, getting old. So you guys hit me up on all platforms. I now am on TikTok too. It's Bankroll_BKrispy. I'm going to be posting a lot of shorts, a lot of hot takes, a lot of funny stuff. I also do bartend as my real job. So you guys want to come see me in Tucson, hit me up on TikTok, Instagram, any of that for details. And you guys come see me get drinks poured by the best. But appreciate y'all being here. Episode 2. It's a wrap, baby. Let's get it.